We got some more roses for you guys. Here we have Stefan's Big Purple. Here we have Heidi Klum, the miniature. And here we have Valencia Rose. But let's get started. Let's start with Stefan's Big Purple. There's a bit of scent on it. Is it a 7 or 7.5? Very faint Gallica tone on it. It's still a pleasant Gallica tone, so it's somewhere between 7 and 7.5. Not the most fragrant, but it is decent. The reason I say it's not so fragrant is because in the purple rose range you have so many amazing options. Like some of the ones I just showed you, like the Chartreuse de Parme. And so many other very good purple roses. Yeah, I would say this one gives me a 7.5, and it is a Gallica note. It's not completely raspberry. It's some kind of berry note that's not clearly defined, but a 7.5 Gallica fragrance. Let's continue. Heidi Klum. This one is actually very pleasant. Like, it is much stronger for me this year than it was last year. I think last year I gave it like 6.5, but this year it is much stronger. There's a lovely citrus scent to it and a lovely damask scent. I actually think it's getting up close to 7.5 now. Very decent citrus and the mask scent on this little miniature. My only issue with it is it is not always the most healthy miniature you can get. It takes a bit of time to establish for sure. And sometimes over here with Stefan's Big Purple, I sometimes forget I even have it, because it can also take a long time between flowerings. So the colors cannot, they're just ordinary in my opinion. Heidi Klum might still be decent if you're looking for a miniature in the very purple color range with a bit of fragrance, but it does need some pampering on to get established that it does. And then the last one here, and that is Valencia. This is a rose I have been looking forward to scenting for a few years now, because I'm always on the look for these special colors that people say are very potently and very fragrant. But let's give it a try. Yeah, this is definitely an 8 out of 10, but I really don't like it, to be honest with you. It is giving me primarily tobacco, a bit of tea, but primarily tobacco. And the issue I sometimes have with tobacco in roses is they kind of give you the scent of a wet ashtray, and they kind of give you this very nearly what do we call it in English? This caustic, or this caustic, very abrasive scent. That kind of, it is not that pleasant, to be honest. Not to my nose. Maybe if you're a smoker and love smoking, which is totally fine, then maybe you'll like this one more. Strangely enough, when I drink wine, I can't get enough of oak tree tobacco and a lot of other things, but in my roses I often feel like you get this wet ashtray effect, kind of like if someone has taken the cigarette butts and they left them outside and they've gotten kind of wet. That's sometimes sadly how I scent these kind of roses. And there are some tea frame roses I really like Lady Emma Hamilton and a few others, but really that's such a shame. Like, I had hoped this one would have a different fragrance. They are correct though, it is a strong fragrance, and that's what I sometimes hate about web stores. They will write very scented, very powerful fragrance, then they won't mention what that fragrance is, and then you can't make up your mind if you want to buy that rose, because is it a strong damask scent, is it a strong alba scent, is it a strong gallica scent, is it raspberries, is it citrus, is it mango, is it tea, is it what is it? And so many sites, websites are so terrible at telling you what things are scented of. And strangely enough, I also sometimes think they do it on purpose, because if this one was described the way I just did it, I wouldn't have bought it myself. So I sometimes think that there's also sometimes a bit of intentionality when they leave out what things are scented of, because I have bought so many of these strongly scented roses that gives me this wet tobacco scent. You have this one, and you have Sophia Renaissance, and you have Jose Carreras, and then you have what was called Polarstern, and you had and Cloud9, and so many others of these supposedly very powerfully fragrant roses that, yeah, they are very powerfully fragrant. They, in my opinion, just give you more of a wet tobacco, wet ashtray scent to them. And that is probably why I'm like, in my mind, you're starting to go into smells, not into scent. But I know some people would disagree on that. But just be aware that there's a lot of wet tobacco in this one. But yeah, I think out of these three, the one I actually liked the best on fragrance was Heidi Klum. That said, all three of these are not really my favorites on fragrance. I can still see a good use for Heidi Klum as a miniature, but these two, in my opinion, you can skip those two.